What is going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another stream. We're back at it again with another Thursday. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good time. We're ready to rock and roll. Man, oh man. Things are getting pretty crazy inside the trenches. I hope everybody having a good time, man. We are kind of locked in because things are just in a very interesting state as we look to the future of what we can expect things to happen and what we can expect. We have the crazy narratives coming along that we're going to talk about today. We got some good coins that we've been able to get onto, but before we do, let's jump and say hello to everybody that's tuning into the stream and welcome each and every one of you guys. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Choco Chips, what is up? Good to see you on the stream. We also have, this thing, give me a second. This thing keeps scrolling up for me. Okay. Choco Chips, what's up? Gio, what's going on? Busta, what's up? My boy says, good to see Lock and Loaded. Hope the board gives us something good. I also hope that the board also gives us something good. What is up? Is it Kaga323? What's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in since a year ago. Glad you're tuning in. What's up, Jackie? Good to see you as well. We've got my boy TG. What's up? Good to see you as well. We got Sean in the building. What's up? And we got Blinky Tech. We got Petchy Polly locking in with the peduditas. Good to see everybody. So I hope everybody's having a good time here. We're ready to lock in. We're ready to get in the nitty gritty and see what's actually moving the board, what's not moving the board. And it's kind of interesting the way things play out because recently, sometimes I've seen a lot of people, not people in general, but people just kind of the way things are, the metrics are being moved. All right, my boy Sean wants to know what exactly is the meta. We're going to dive into that right now and take a look at what's going on. But let's dive in here and see what's actually moving the needle and what's not moving the needle. The meta is very interesting now because it seems like more validated projects are the ones that are actually having a very good I would say a very good upward swing. But we'll dive into that and take a look at that in a little bit. But before we do, I kind of just want to touch back on this quote that we're gonna go over. Okay, so which is pretty much the edge isn't taking more shots, it's taking the right shots at the right time. And this is where it's a little bit more prevalent because a lot of the coins we've actually got into, some have been gambles, some have been more of a risk factor, but there's been some coins that we've actually gone into that we figured would do pretty well, and they've actually have performed very well. So we're gonna dive into that. And I want you guys to keep this in mind because as we move forward for this month, I think that's going to be very prevalent just in the simple fact of the way things are moving within the currency. But before we get started and I'll do all that amazing stuff, let's take a look at what the board is giving us. Let's take a look at what the Pump Fund is telling us and what we should be looking out for. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here we go. So very similar from what we had at the start of Tuesday, fellas. We have 29,000 tokens launching. So that's a lot of people launching. We had 28 on Tuesday. We have 29. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to end up with about 30,000 tokens by the end of the evening. And we have 113 tokens. So a little bit more migration, but that's just for the simple fact, actually two factors here. And this is a little bit manipulated. I got to tell you, I got to be completely honest with you guys. It's a little bit manipulated in the sense that there has been a lot of mayhem tokens moving. And mayhem tokens, as you know, are pretty much fake tokens that just fake volume. So, you know, it's a way Pump Fund uses to keep their volume up regardless of what's happening. But 113, I'm going to roughly say that's a little bit lower than 113. I'm probably going to say that's probably around 75 to 80 if we're being completely transparent with the fake pumps. And roughly right now, we have 53 million in volume. So the volume is not that great when it comes to Pump Fund. Okay, that doesn't mean things are not moving. It just means that things are not moving in the direction that we were trying to per se. But that doesn't mean we can't capitalize and actually find a really good narrative, right? So what do we have? So for you to 2x, that's roughly a 1.5% chance of 2xing. out of the 30,000 tokens that are being released. A 5x is a 0.7, and a 10x is a 0.39, and that is actually pretty crazy because luckily for the Boltz Alpha, and since last stream on Tuesday, we were able to get a 20x, which is pretty crazy. So we were in the 0.14%. So we're gonna try if we can at least get into the 0.7%. Which one do you guys think we'll be able to snab today before the stream is over, or at least inside Boltz Alpha? Will we get into the 5x, the 10x, the 20x? Let me know. What do you guys think? So that's what's kind of cooking as far as Pump.fun is concerned. So if you guys have any questions, any coins that you guys are currently in, let me know and ask me, and we'll take a look at them. And I do see my boy kind of talking about a really interesting coin, Magpie, which we talked about on Tuesday, and we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about it a little bit later today. That's what we have. As far as the market is concerned, guys, I know a lot of you guys are asking me, what do I think is going to happen with the market, where it's going. We're going to set some parameters here because it's super duper important that we kind of take a look at this, and we're going to have to change the needle here around just a little bit. So the weekly target for this one, guys, I am thinking we're going to actually go down just a little bit from our weekly target. I'm going to say our weekly target for this one's going to be roughly in the 60s, if I'm quite frankly with you. And our support zone is going to be here. I'm going to put this 60, but I kind of think that we're going to put this at 62 actually. That's where I think we're going to go into a timid state. We're gonna kind of move this into a timid state here. As far as Solana is concerned, and we'll update the board here. We're currently right now at 68. I think our support zone here in Solana is gonna roughly be like 65, 66. And our weekly target here is at least 73. So let me update this board here so you guys can see it. So that's the updated version of the board. Did I update the we're gonna put this on timid as well. Did I update the support zone? Let me see. The support zone should be so I got 60, 62 invalidation. Let's see. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, cool. So everything is there. We are pretty good. We're pretty solid. And that is kind of like where we have right now. I think those are the very good support zones we updated there. We're gonna put this in timid. It's not in a bearish market yet, but I do feel like we are in a timid market. Which when we go to the timid mode, that means that we are. Let me actually update this as well. Live. I'm gonna put here timid instead of bullish here for you guys. All right. All right. Let's update that here. Okay. All right. It looks timid above support. Basically, that's where we're at right now. But that is where we're at. We're moving everything to timid, and the reason we're in timid is because at any point we could expect a reversal. And the reason why I kind of want to pinpoint that for you guys is I want you guys to kind of get an idea of where things are at when it comes to the main coins. So ideally by Friday, okay, by tomorrow, if Bitcoin is able to stay here above 60, we're in a decent, not in a good zone. We're in a decent metric, okay? If it's able to stay and sustain this above this 60 right here, we're like not in like panic bearish mode. But if it breaks below 60, that's when I feel a lot of people are going to start panicking, okay? And people just start panicking because usually you got to think when the first initial entry was in 2024, it was kind of like roughly like around 45 to 50. And usually when that target starts getting closer and closer and closer, people tend to panic because they're like, dude, I'm not no longer in a big profit, you know, like my money's going down, it's gonna go lower. And that's when people start selling, and then you get a little bit of a catapult further down than, you know, a push up. So that's on the BT side. The Solana side, I think currently right now the bottom we'll see on Solana, which is what we did and what we saw kind of roughly. I'm expecting hopefully for it not to break 60, because if it breaks 60, we're gonna go further down. But I feel like if it's able to hold around here, not lower than 66, 67, I think we'll be in a good thing if we close that on Friday. So that's what we have as far as the overall overlook in the market. And you just want to keep these metrics. That's what we have, kind of like the metrics going for within the week. So that's what we have stipulated. So with that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this. We're gonna go over Magpie because you guys are asking me about that coin, and basically in general, we're also gonna go over a couple questions a lot of you guys asked in the Boltz Alpha. How do I make 100 Solana a month? Now, I want to know from the people that are tuning in, how many of you guys have that same question, or how many of you guys target is 100, or is it less than 100? Is it 50? Is it 20? Is it 30? We're going to go over reps that we could probably do to help you guys get to that zone. Because personally, I'm already there. Like this month, I already crossed the 100 Solana a month. So if I could do it, you guys are definitely going to be able to do it. It's just being disciplined, knowing how to trade, knowing what to do. And this is basically what we're teaching inside Boltz Alpha every single time, helping you guys increase your portfolio. You know, we've taken people from, like, for example, my boy, we took him from 0.5 to 10 Solana. We took my boy Gab. I believe he was at 3 Solana or 2 Solana. I'm not 100% sure. He's already at 50 plus. So a lot of people are doing very well inside the Boltz Alpha, as long as you're positioning yourself correctly. And one thing I like to say is to people, you know what? Just trade the coins I call, and you guys should be good. Okay, until you get used to it. You know, start trading, just trade the calls I call. And once you get used to it, then you guys can go and venture off, but just build a beautiful port. Because eventually I think we are going to generate this year someone that's going to hit six. I'm thinking more than someone that's going to hit 6 figs inside Boltz Alpha. So you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised how many people are going to be able to do it. So with that being said, let's take a look at the board. Let's go over the meta, and let's take a look at Magpie. I know you asked me about Magpie. Here's my thesis on Magpie, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I think this coin is completely undervalued. Okay, the tech behind this coin is really good. Okay, and that's why when we saw it and we positioned to it on the first run up, on the first initial push, which was this one, we were like, okay, this is actually a pretty good coin. We waited for the retracement. It came down to like 180, I believe. And then it, like, 180, 200. That's when we went ahead and took another stab at it, because we already had 2x on the first initial push. And that's where we took a big position, and it recently went from 200 all the way to 1.5. So it's doing pretty well. Once again, one thing I like to recommend with these type of coins is always take profit. That's the best advice I could give you. But when there is a really good coin, like for example this one, I think it's undervalued. Theoretically speaking, this coin should at least be in the 5 to 10 million range. Okay, right now it's not at that moment, just because there's a lot of other coins running. The money's kind of flowing everywhere else. We got Solana and BitTC dumping. So there's a lot of reason why the coin hasn't gone higher, or why it's not at where it should be. But the tech is screaming to me at least potential, in worst case scenario, a $2 to $3 million coin, which it already ran up to 1.5, but the coin is actually really good. Okay, so that is the biggest thing that you want to take away from this one. If you're in it and you're inside Boltz Alpha, everybody should be in here at 200, and you should have already taken profit, almost very close to hitting a 10x on this one. Not completely, we're like at 7 to 6x, but ideally take some profit, hold a bag, and I think just on the tech alone, the botch in the building, this should actually get another push up. All right, this is the first initial push that we got. It touched 1 million, came back down. A lot of early wallets sold. So now we got a second push to 1.5. I think we get a ramp up once again. If you're not in it, you're probably looking at an entry here between 700 to 500. That's kind of like where you're looking at for Magpie. But I'm pretty bullish on this one. I think this will eventually, from our second call of the 200, and even from our first initial call, it should theoretically give you a 10x. My boy Sean says, what are your thoughts on Astrid? We'll take a look at Astrid here. So this is what's going on with Astrid. Let me explain exactly what's going on here. So Asteroid is currently right now at, and we take a look at it here. I'm very, very bullish in this coin. And I actually got into this coin at 2 million. I already took profit, but I still think this coin is at the stage right now where if you're looking at it, I think potentially we, based on the way Solana and BTC are kind of, this is more like ETH and having a decrease in price. It's at 50. I still think we get a little bit more of a dip right now from that 50 range, maybe within that 45-ish. I think that's kind of like gonna be primarily like the sweet spot for this one. Kind of like that 45 to 35 range. I think that would be the sweet spot if you're not in it. Okay, if you are in this coin, and I don't know where you guys bought or where you guys took position, I still think this is the biggest coin out of all the coins currently right now that has the highest probability of hitting a billion. And the problem that I'm having, and I'm gonna explain this to you guys very, this kind of like exclusive information for you guys. So if you guys don't share, like, share the stream, bring your friends over, let them know what's going on. We'll take a look and see what we find in the trenches, but just kind of going over this one. Let me explain to you how this works, okay? This coin ran up all the way up like this, okay? And ideally, whenever I'm gonna give you guys some major alpha, okay? Ideally, you want a coin to sustain the highest market cap without going down. That's why I was kind of really happy when this wasn't breaking 100. It already broke 100, but because initially, whenever you're trading a coin of this magnitude, you want a market maker or you want a big sex account to come in and purchase the coin at a high market cap. Okay, the reason being is because if they come in and they purchase at a high market cap, then that means the coin's potential to go up higher to that 1 billion range is exponential, because they're gonna want to, pretty much, exchanges and market makers, they make money off of volume. Okay, so the more volume they're pushing to the coin, the more likelihood the coin goes up. Now, if they're buying a coin, because right now I'm pretty sure, eventually, someone like dude, I just lost a bit. I just call it bit or Binance, someone like Coinbase or something like that will eventually pick up this coin, and they're just kind of just waiting to kind of just seeing to see who's who's a paper hand, right? And they're just wanting the people to sell the coin, sell the coin, sell the coin, sell the coin, so they could just buy it and soup it in the lower. The lower the coin goes, the less likelihood it hits a high market cap. The higher the coin sustains the floor, the higher the coin goes. That's why whenever I see coins like roughly in a very low market cap, where I see a lot of like, Binance wallets, or we see Coinbase wallets and market makers buying at a very low thing, I can kind of say like, this coin's not going to hit a billion. It's not going to hit a billion because there's really no incentive for the coin to hit a billion. So in generally speaking, on ETH Asteroid, I think it comes down a little bit more, maybe into the 35, 45 range. And that's kind of like where I would probably take a position if I'm not in the coin. But I still think this has huge potential, especially with the whole IPO thing. And Elon is pretty crazy when it comes to keeping his word. So to be honest, all it takes for this coin to actually blow up is for a picture of this little mascot of Asteroid to be on a rocket, and this thing blows up. So it's like one of those things, it's like, you're just trying to look for a good entry. If you didn't get the first, if you're not inside Boltz Alpha, you missed a $2 million call. But if you were in there, you got in here. All right. But apart from that, pretty good coin in my opinion. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Let's take a look at what's going on in the trenches. Let's see what we find. Let's see what's going on. We looks like we got a ton of PvP going along with the whole smoke thing. There's been like 4 to 5 tickers. So we're gonna kind of avoid that in per se. We recently got in a coin and we got dunked on. I mean, like, we got literally dunked. Okay, I'm still holding the coin. For those of you inside Boltz Alpha, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I think it will maybe get to reverse, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, we're good. But we straight out got dunked on very nasty. So let's see if we find a interesting coin right now that has a really good narrative. Now, a lot of you, like, you're asking me for the what the meta is right now. So the meta is twofold at the current moment. We have a tech meta, which is basically everything that has to do with AI. And when I say AI, it's like agents. We have pretty much tech, like we have Magpie. So AI is pretty dominant, and I still think we haven't seen the full rush of AI. I do think we're gonna see an AI resurgence within the trenches, and that should happen very very soon. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta get locked in, because if you want to make money, right now's the time to make money. Like if you go back to 2004, the state of the trenches were really really bad, and it just blew up. The problem is people started noticing when things were already blowing up, and at that time, the big time to actually make money kind of just flew by a lot of people. Okay, so that's super duper important that you guys get locked in and don't be like, oh crap, right now's not a good time to get involved. It's actually the best time to get involved. Okay, that's where a lot of people make money. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at what's going on. So I know we have a couple coins I wanted to highlight for you guys and talk about. Do I trade any AI stock during the recent run up? Yeah, so I have apart from trading meme coins. For those of you who have been following me for a very long time, I do a lot of consulting, and one of the consulting things I do on apart from the meme coins is stock trading, and risk management trades. I like to uh kind of divulge in high risk, high reward plays, because that's usually how I made my money. But we do trade a lot of stocks within our I would say AM trading. It gets pretty fun. So yeah, so we did pretty good. We've done really really well in stocks. Stocks are booming, but the biggest problem that a lot of people have is people tend to get really really comfortable when it comes to um something that's giving you money, and you get comfortable in that area, and you got to understand that money's like constantly rotating, right? So right now we got stocks booming, everything's doing pretty well in stocks. Eventually that money's going to rotate. Now my job, all right, my job and what I'm good at, thanks to the Lord, thanks to God, is I know where the money rotates. So before the money starts rotating, I'm already there. And I do the same thing with meme coins, because I feel like that's the only way to make money. If you're not there early, you're gonna make money, but it's gonna take more money to make big gains. That makes perfect sense, and that's why I try to preach this very often with a lot of people in the meme coin space. And I tell them, in order for you guys to make money and a big chunk of money, you just got to learn to buy at a right time. Because look, for example, let's take a look. Let's take like for example the smoke coin, right? This smoke coin right now is at um 111. It's coming down here to 80. Ideally, for me to actually hit a 10x on this one, I had to buy like around 10k. Okay, for me to make a 10x. Because when I look at this one right now, it's at 60. I have to think to myself, if I buy right now at 60, will this coin get to 600? Because my whole point of like whenever I buy a meme coin, um, and this is not always with every meme coin. So sometimes I'll buy it and be like, I just want a 2x, and I'm out. But whenever I buy one, the majority of the time I'm thinking to myself, will this coin 10x? And if I can't say yes, then I stay away from the coin. And I'm just like, I'm not making that trade. Now there's sometimes so this is just the gamer inside of me. So like when there's a day and I don't trade, I feel like I feel empty. I feel empty inside. I don't know. It's just a gamer in me, right? Like I don't know if you guys have ever played. Like if you guys are gamers, you play Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battle Royale. I'm like a big Battle Royale fan. So it's like I have to get into the trenches. So you see, this coin is dumping right now, right? But I have to get in there, and it's like if I'm not trading a coin, I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna trade a coin, and I'm a 2x, and that's cool. I got it off. I got it off my system, right? Because I feel like for me, like meme coin trading, like it's just like it's like playing a video game, and it's I guess that's what makes me a really good trader. But it's just very interesting the way my mind processes, right? So it's one of those things that you gotta kind of go up into. So here, look at this one. It came down to 40. It got a nice little push, nice little 2x on that one. But ideally, is this coin going to go to 400? That's the question. What do you guys think? Let's say we're in the same mindset, right? So we're looking at this coin. Will smoke go to for, let's say we buy here at 50, will it go to 500? What do you guys think? What are the odds of this one hitting 500? Let me know. I want to be a meme coin gamer. That's a very interesting narrative and perspective to actually put it, right? Um, if you notice it's interesting analogy, but if you notice all the people who are really good at meme coins are gamers. It's kind of interesting. Um, let's see, 50 to, will it hit 500? That's a question you got to ask yourself, right? Will it hit 500? Yeah, that's the question you got to ask. So right now, I mean, theoretically, this would have been a nice little simple 2x here. We could have just got this on the dip and, with that one. But it's getting PvP'd, and that's what kind of has me a little bit on the fence, right? So we'll just have to wait for see what happens with that. Let's take a look at this one, Tesla Roaster. What is this? I think this is from the. Gotta be a meme on that one. This USC one. I mean, I seen so many of these, man. Bencoin. When is the UFC event? I know is it next week? Or it's 2 weeks from now, isn't it? Wand. Let's see what else we got. The 15th? Okay. Okay, so we're about a week away. Okay. One of the coins is gonna do pretty well. One of the coins is gonna do pretty well. So we got Peg. Look, this one we got into this one yesterday. The little screw worm. Let's see what else we got here. Open verse. What is open verse? Is this another game? Yeah, Mind Your World. Okay, Mind Your World in Your World, the fully distributed box MMO on Solana. I think, look, generally, this is the only thing that I feel like Solana it needs, right? It does need a GameFi portfolio. Currently, right now, someone hasn't been able to create a decent enough game for people to be tuned in. And what I mean by that is that usually the games that have come out that have been gamified have two problems. One, the first problem, which is the ones that have like the highest hype and the highest noise, are just catered to gamers, right? And that's the problem, that a lot of people that are playing video games are not trading meme coins, or not in the meme coin space, or not in the crypto space. So the game comes out, and a lot of people don't even know what an NFT is. They don't even know like what a Solana wallet is. So usually that gets kind of put into the back burner, right? So that's one of the issues. The other issue that I see, which is what I see with here, like for example, Pling, and what I see with like games like this, it's like these games are made primarily for the crypto space, but they're just not fun enough for normies to actually adapt to it. Okay? And that is the biggest issue, that no one has been able to kind of merge the two together, and that is the biggest problem that we have. I think eventually, until a company comes out and is able to merge both of them, we'll see a nice little push on a GameFi. I think GameFi, it's still very, very early, and I think the company that actually gets it right, and the company that actually puts out the right product, is going to do crazy amount of money. I still think in general, 2026, towards the end of 2026, we're going to see a very good GameFi token, and going into 2027. I still think there is a very, very, very strong meta called IMM, which is an acronym that I came up with. If you go over to my X account, we got Moo in the building. Moo. I think that's gonna be what's gonna be super strong in 2026. So if you want to read about that, check out my X account. Okay, let's say we find something here that kind of draws our attention. Currently, right now, there's so many Pokemon tokens. I am just currently holding two, um, you know, in general, and that's just because I already hold the main runner, and I just bought like a beta version, of one, but I still think cards is gonna go crazy this year, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Circle. What is circle? The inner. This reminds me of the one that came out yesterday called Five. Um, that's the same thing. Gotta catch them all. Yes. Who's Dan? What does Dan have to say? So Dan was the IT staffer complained about Doge and went public about it, and now is open lawsuit with Elon. I don't know. This chart looks a little bit tricky. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so we're gonna skip Dan. Dan looks interesting narrative. It's just the chart looks a little bit sketchy, so we're gonna skip it for a little bit. But interesting narrative nonetheless. Okay, we're gonna keep an eye if there's a really good team that comes out and promotes it. It could probably run. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Okay, so we do have another Dan. Is this the same Dan? Yeah. Yeah, the narrative is good. It's just the chart looks a little bit choppy to me here. This might be one of those things where it migrates, and then it just rugs or it just comes down, but the narrative is good. Yeah, another smoke one. Yeah, the smoke narrative is good. It's just too much PvP, man. Too much PvP. Usually, like when there's one coin that gets PvP, it's like, okay, well, there's one, right? But when you start seeing like multiple, it just becomes a bit of a pain. Oh, let's see. This is another Elon ticker. How did we ever miss this? A new space emoji emote. Is that a new? Oh, okay. So it's like the This one looks interesting. Let's see. This was 13 hours ago. I think I'm gonna take a risk on this one. I'm gonna take a risk on this one. I mean, I'm gonna take a risk on this one. We'll see what happens. This could be like a risky play here, but it might come down just a little bit here. But we'll take a risk on it here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we got it. We got in here at 11, so it's not that bad. But I could see people spamming it, so that's kind of like where I'm going with. Like if people spam it enough, um, it could be pretty interesting here. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, I'll add it right now. Give me a second. All right, let's see. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this one. So this is at see we get that 2x. All right, so close there. It's closer. We'll add this on the board here. Well, we'll see if it actually goes up here. We'll see if we're able to get this I didn't see if there's. I'm gonna check right now. Did it not? Oh, let's. Did this not update? Oh yeah, that's what it was. All right, cool. All right, we'll see. We'll see if that does its thing. I think ideally it sounds pretty cool. Let's see what happens. You'll take a 2x any day? Yeah. I mean, I think it's on X. I think more people are gonna be a little bit in tune to actually be like, yeah, that's kind of dope. There we go. All right, beautiful. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll take a nice little 50% here. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're talking about. That's what we do. There's so many PvPs of it, but there's only one. Bye-bye. Let's go. Movie showed up. The boss showed up. That's where we're moving. But the only one we're missing is Petunia. She didn't show up again. She didn't show up again. Alexa didn't show up again. What is going on with this world? There's Petunia. Quack, quack. Slacking. Here we go. Come on, let's send this higher, baby. Let's send this higher. Alexa inbound. My boy says 300 up. Let's go. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you guys are locked in, if you guys are tuning in, you guys should join Boltz Alpha because this is what we do every single day. This is what we do. Send it higher, baby. Give me a 3x. Yeah, boy. Let's go. Let's go. Who likes to make money? Let's go. Let's go. Come on, spam those emotes. Spam those emotes. We're getting crazy. We're bringing in the money. We're making millionaires every single time. Send this higher. Send this to the moon. I mean, listen. If Elon gets if Elon just kind of just spams it just a little bit. If he just clicks the little emote just a little bit, we should be good. We should be good. Come on. Send this higher, baby. Send this higher. Come on. Dude, 5. If you guys remember 4 went crazy on BNB, bro. 4 went crazy on BNB. For those of you who don't tune into the streams, you guys are missing out. You guys should be sharing this stream across the board. What is up, Jackie? How's it going? I hope you got in. Busta, did you get in? What did everybody get in? Let me know. What market cap? What are we looking at? Let me know. GG's. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we're about to do, man, beautiful, bro. It's like almost a 4x. Let's see if we get a 10x. I kind of want to. I'm really hoping we get a 10x though, man. That'd be amazing, right? We're kind of there. We're kind of not there. People are undecided. Should I buy or should not buy? Someone got an 11. Let's go. Nice. Holy got in at 11 as well. You missed a man, my boy. You gotta stay locked in, brother. Already 1.4 sold. Let's go. That's what I like to see. Spam those P&Ls. Make sure you guys tag me. Yo, go to X and tag me. Be like, bro, this is what my P&L looks like live on stream. That's how I do it. Dessert. Let's get it. Let's get it. I mean, can Elon? Can we get Elon to kind of just reply to someone with the emote, bro? this thing will. Woo wee. let's see. This one's cooking, man. This one's cooking. I like it. Let's see. They added it to X. So I mean, if they added it to X, I'm like, okay, well that's pretty bullish, right? Like people could actually use the emote. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, right? So it's like, those are. Who got banned? Oh, the dude. Yeah, well, he's just trying. He was promote the dude. The meme coin went up almost to like 2 million. I mean, bro, imagine imagine if you bought like a 2K. Boy, print it, brother. It was worth 30,000. Well, now actually, Pump.fun is actually incentivizing that. Yeah, so Pump, like in the meantime, this keeps going up, right? We'll take a look here. So, how many of you guys caught the game last night? Was anybody watching the game? Um, so this happened last night on the basketball court. Let's see, where is it at? I know what happened in the basketball court. Let me see. Let me look it up in the meantime here. Let me get it here. Hold on, give me a second. This was at. This was Spurs game. This was the guy that basketball court. No. Yeah, this was the. Oh yeah, I got it here. I got it here. Let me bring it up here. All right, so this is what happened yesterday. So this guy kind of went in here and he went into the Spurs arena while the game was live, right? He walked in there and he walked in with the attention ticker. Dude, that thing went up crazy. And what's funny about this is not so much that he went in with the attention ticker, and that's where the coin went crazy. I wish he would have not been wearing not been wearing a jacket, because you could have seen the ticker a little bit better. But it's funny because Pump.fun today comes out with the following, right? Which is called the future of Pump. Well, this one, hold on, where's it at? This one. Introducing GoPay, right? So introducing GoPay. So the way GoPay works is you could pay people to do anything you want them to do. All right. So you can pay people to go post posters. You can get paid, like you can go pay people to dress up as a mascot and go to a game. I'm telling you, dude, Pump.fun is getting out of control. People are gonna be doing crazy stuff. I'm telling you. We're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff. That's why it's super important that attention is so important. And that's what they're kind of capitalizing on. Which is just making people do really, dude. If they go to my house and type chill house, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know, boys. So you get bounties, right? And you get paid for everything. Which is actually pretty crazy. So Pump.fun, instead of saying, you shouldn't be doing that in the Spurs game, they're saying, bro, like, why is there only one person running? Why is there only one person running? Let's read the term of services, right? It says bounty creators cannot withdraw rewards once a bounty is published and active. Okay? Funds stay locked until the bounty expires or until the winner is selected and the payout is signed. Pump.fun moderates. Oh, bro. This is so fun. Pump.fun moderates since when, bro? Pump.fun moderates and rejects submission. Hold on, where am I? Pump.fun, where was I? Pump.fun moderates, accepts or rejects submission. Bounty creators can recommend submission to assist Pump.fun in select successful submission. If no winners are selected before expiration, the funds become reclaimable by the creator after dispute. Bounties that may be deemed as spam by X are not allowed. Aid by X toss are all time. Dude, can you imagine how many people? Woo! 52, baby. Lock in, boys. Lock in. All right, can you imagine? Can you imagine how many people are gonna go crazy with that new stuff, man? How many people are gonna go crazy with that? All right, Gen Z will pay. Now, I'm telling you, man, Gen Z is gonna go crazy. We're gonna see a lot of look. The World Cup. Oh, the World Cup is coming out, guys. I have absolutely no idea what people are planning, but oh my goodness. Look at Jackie. It's like, let's go. Let's go. Jackie. Let's go. I hope to see everybody that's not inside Boltz Alpha after this print and after Tuesday's print of that 20X. I better see you all inside Boltz Alpha, man. I better see you guys inside Boltz Alpha. Guys better be locked in. Woo-wee. Nice little 5X, baby. Awesome, awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's go higher. Send it higher. Get the weak hands out of here and send this bad boy higher. We do need someone to pay Dex though. Yo. Someone pay Dex. Someone do a CTO. Someone take charge of this amazing emote. Dude, Elon. Put an emote. Put an emote. Come on, man. Someone start spamming it. This should be the official alien emote. I'm telling you right now. We got an alien video. That should be the emote. That's what this thing should blow up. All right, let's see if there's some PvP, because usually when sharks get a little bit choppy, we get a little bit of PvP, but no, it looks like all the PvP is kind of sort of dead. Yeah. I mean, I think that one's cooking, fellas. I mean, this is doing beautiful. It just gotta hold this 30 floor. It just gotta sustain it, and you just gotta keep holding it, and hopefully it does pretty well. But a beautiful trade here. Dude, we did pretty good. We did solid. Yeah, we did solid, man. Nice little way to actually give it time. Yeah, I think we give it time. Yeah, I made 15 Solana. I took out 10 already, and I left 5 in there. Let's see what it cooks. See what it cooks. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, not a lot of KOLs in it, which is good because if it starts picking up, KOLs will eventually come as long as there's really good volume and the coin is memeable, right? So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go. I mean, if it breaks 100, we're gonna be in a really good zone. But this is what we do inside Boltz Alpha. If you're wondering what does it feel like to be inside Boltz Alpha, what is the experience? What does it feel like? It's like this every single day. We get a nice little cook. Of course, we call more than one coin inside the Boltz Alpha, which is awesome. I'm not saying all the coins do amazing, because this one, God is good, God is great, and God puts a coin for us to actually get into. And we're able to do pretty well. I mean, to me, a 2x is a blessing. A 3x is even a blessing. Even 30%, if you ask anybody that has a very big portfolio, and you ask them, what percent would you be happy as a return? I'm gonna say like 98% of them will tell you I am happy with 30%. I'm happy with 30%. If you get 30% of my portfolio, I'm happy with that. We don't do that inside Boltz Alpha though. We don't 30%. We don't 2x. We don't even 3x. We 10x, baby. That's how we do it. You got to play it smart, man. You just got to play it smart. So that is basically what happens along the way. But in general, always, always number one rule. Okay. Always number one rule. Take profit. Take profit because you never know what a coin's going to do. A coin could just automatically out of nowhere go down, automatically out of nowhere go up. So just make sure you constantly take profit. Right now, this one, I'm pretty sure it's going to go down just a little bit because there needs to get CTO'd. Someone needs to pay for the DEX. There's no one taking charge. So, we're going to wait for someone to come in here and take charge. Hopefully they come in and sweep it in here and we'll see what happens. All right. So with that being said, let's see what else we got. Can we pick up another one before we go? I think we can, but it looks like we are simply just out of time. And we're going to have to take this excitement. We're going to have to take this energy inside Boltz Alpha and see if we can snap another 5 to 10x on over there. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I will see you guys on Tuesday next week. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the weekend. If you haven't had the time to check out Boltz Alpha, highly recommend you do. We're going to keep printing. Hopefully you guys are locked in there. Also, don't forget to check out the Boltz Analyzer, which is amazing. If you're in any coin that you want to know if it's going to go up or down, when's a good time to buy, when's a good time to sell, make sure you guys go and check that out. Exclusive to Boltz Alpha. We also got some new tools coming in. So hopefully you guys are able to lock in. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Don't forget with the few 2x, 10x's and 2x's that we called this week, like for example, Heavy Pulp, which went crazy yesterday. Hit like almost a 14x. Go out, have some fun. No, wait a minute. Is it? No, there's the movie comes out next week, right? I think the movie comes out next week. I think so. Or is it? Yeah, the 12th. I think it's the 12th or something like that. So if you haven't seen a movie, let me actually give you a movie recommendation. Hold on, let me pull this up. Let's go here. If you haven't seen this movie, and you're like a big alien thing, and you want to kind of go see Disclosure, watch this one, right? No One Will Save You. Really good movie. Undervalued. Don't listen to the people's reviews. It starts a little bit slow, but it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So check that out. You spend some time with the girlfriend, mom, sister, wife, whoever you have, family. Go have some fun. Take care, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Talk to you guys later. Adios.